So another idea kind of building up of using CNTs for moving heat around and making many bunch of little tiny tubes around with it, or tubes filled with them, and then the coolant goes through them to reduce the amount of coolant we need and maybe get heat away faster, is that we could also maybe use electric current to move heat with CNTs, because CNTs are very electrically conductive and you can dope them with certain metals to make them more. There's a principle that two metals with different heat two metals that have two different heat properties and electrical properties. If you put electric current on them, you can take heat from one side and move it to the other side faster. We can use this, and people actively use this to cool stuff down. Instead of using this as more of a heat pump to move it in the area we want to cool, to speed up this heat one, might actually get rid of even more need for coolant. And how this kind of works, it's a little bit weird, but let's say we have two different materials, and one of them has more free electrons, one of them has more holes, we can call it, but that's where there's no electrons in the whole thing. And instead, because there's no electrons in that little local space, it acts like it has a positive charge, because the protons, positive charge kind of infiltrates that little space. Because the same amount of protons and electrons, so if there's an absence of electrons somewhere, it gets filled in. And some stuff moves electricity actually through those holes, they call it, because it's a hole in the field, and some through electrons. Well, holes and both of these things can actually get heated up. Electrons can get heated up and just move around, bubble once more, and holes can also bubble around once more when heat around. If you think of them as a particle, which is weird. Now, if you put when they bubble around, they carry heat, because heat is just them bumping around. Now, if you put electric charge, for the ones that are, for some of them, they can now be taken away from the base material and move in a certain direction. It's moving electric charge. But which ones are more free? Well, the harder ones are more free to move around and carry heat with them because they're less stuck to the atom and stuff. That's kind of how it works. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. It really helps 10 out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard. Will you help, I think, and do it? Again, thank you very much. Goodbye.